What's going on YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be and welcome to TERA Endless War. This is a brand new empire builder slash hero collector based on the TERA IP for whatever reason. I could not tell you why. Now this game just came out a few days ago, so if you do like to download the title, I will have the links in the description below. So let's go ahead and get started as I kind of take you on this journey that is TERA Endless War. Now like I mentioned, this is an empire builder first and foremost. If you've been around the mobile gaming sphere for any length of time, all of this stuff looks very familiar, right? You got buildings that you build. The more you build them, the longer the timers, the longer you wait, the faster you get bored, the faster you uninstall, the faster you go play something else. However, they tried here in TERA Endless War to make that not as big of a factor. So let me just kind of take you through like a guided Let's Play session, right? Because I feel like this is the best way to kind of show what these games are all about. So I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade my little shield training center. This is gonna allow me to build a certain type of troop here that are going to be effective as far as like, you know, being tanky and up front. So I'll go ahead and upgrade those. These games have become very handholdy. Like when I first started playing these games way back in the mobile like beginnings, they weren't as handholdy as they are now. Nowadays, there's literally a quest for everything. Everything that you want to do in these games, there's going to be a quest associated with it. So really, these games really divulge into clicking the next quest, doing what it says, rinse and repita. Now, eventually you will get to a point in the game, maybe days later, you will eventually get to a point in the game where it's a little less handholdy and the amount of quests that you're going to be spamming through are going to be few and far in between because some of the building upgrades are going to probably take days to actually complete. So that's when you're actually, for lack of a better word, gonna start actually playing the game. But for the first like I said, I want to say like the first week or so, you're just going to be just going through menus nonstop. Everything that you see on the screen right now that I've been doing is what you're going to look forward to do. What you're going to be looking forward to doing for the first like week or so of playing the game. It's just clicking on buildings, upgrading them, following the quests, training troops, etc., etc. If you kind of go through some of the buildings here, you have your barracks here, which kind of dictates how many troops you can have in total. Here are all the different types of troop types: sword, shield, archery. Those are all pretty self-explanatory. When you do actually start fighting people, you have a hospital here to heal them afterwards. You have your fortress door here and your turrets, which allow you to have a little bit more defense as people attack your base. You have the hall here, which is basically kind of like an achievement reward system here. So as I go through the game here, join a guild, upgrade my castle, etc., etc., the game is going to give me tons and tons of rewards. Dreamstorm is what I'm going to show you a little bit later. And you also have the academy here, which is basically designed to allow you to do things better over time. So as you train in the academy, it's going to allow you to train troops faster, get resources faster, get food and farm things faster. The academy just basically makes it so that things take less time and are more effective over time as well. We have the pub, which are going to be your tried and true little summon session, which of course we'll do a little bit later in the video. Workshop, once again, is tied to your troops. And then theater, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to click on it. I think, I knew it was going to be that. It looks like a place where you can just watch ads and get different type of crystals. And then of course, when you click this button right over here, this shows you the wonderful world of TERA Endless War. And this is the Endless War that they're talking about. And you guys know, I used to kind of like this genre, but over the years, I'm just kind of done with it. There's really nothing new and interesting about it. And just looking at this screen just turns me off. Like I don't want to take any part in this whatsoever. Like I am totally done with this. But if I wanted to, I can go to this sawmill over here, do auto select, send out my captains and my troops here. They will slowly go ahead and mosey on over here to the sawmill, get me some extra resources here. You can kind of see I have gold. I guess that's iron ore, carrots. Carrots, really, FG? Corn, and then wood here. So if I'm low on something, I can always kind of go out into the world and get it myself. Or I can attack other enemy bases to just steal from them. Right, so that's always an option. Like this guy over here, he don't have the little protection bubble anymore. So if I want to, I can go over there and attack him. But once again, if you're playing a game like this, you want to take advantage of your little protection bubble for as long as possible. Let me see how long this protection bubble actually, so I have 2 days. So just like in all of these games, you're gonna have like a little newbie barrier that protects you from being attacked. But as soon as the barrier is taken down, my friend, it's on. Like, be prepared to be attacked all times of day, all times of night. You're gonna wake up, half your stuff is gonna be destroyed, most of your troops are gonna be dead. That's the way these games kind of operate. And there's no escaping whales. Like, when you think about, let's go ahead and jump into the hero collecting portion of the game while we're waiting. One thing that kind of separates whales in games like this versus whales in like other, like, you know, games like Seven Deadly Sins, Arc Knights, Exos Heroes. Like, if a whale is playing Seven Deadly Sins, it doesn't affect you really, right? It doesn't really affect you outside of like direct PvP, but usually they're in the highest brackets and you never really interact with them. However, in a game like these, right, when it comes to these empire builders, you're never safe from whales. Whales can at any time say, you know what, I'm gonna pick on you all day long, I'm gonna attack your base repeatedly, I'm gonna make sure that you get nowhere in this game. They could do that if they want to. They tend to not, because it's kind of a waste of time for them to do that. But if you get on someone's bad side, yeah, they could just camp you all day and completely ruin your experience. And that's the biggest difference between, you know, whales in a game like this versus whales in like a hero collector. Look at the graphics here. Come on. I do have the graphics on max. I'm not sure why it doesn't look much better than that. But that's the main difference, right? Whales in games like this can actually ruin your experience. Whales in, once again, like games like Exos Heroes, Seven Deadly Sins, they really can't ruin your experience. Yeah, they can beat you in PvP every now and then, but they can't completely take over your gameplay, right? Like, you can actually play the game even with those whales existing. So let's go and do another stage here. I was talking about something completely different the entire time. But as you guys already saw, once again, you guys aren't new to the hero collecting game. It's a very old school traditional style of combat system. You got 2 bars here, HP and your ultimate meter. Once the ultimate meter is filled up, you can take these little telegraph attacks to try to make sure that you get as many enemies in your little field of attack as possible when you do your attack, or your telegraph, I should say. And that's pretty much it. That's what combat boils down to. Waiting for your ultimates to go in and making sure that you hit as many people as you possibly can with your ultimates. This is also where you can kind of see some of the TERA. Once again, I don't know why this game had to have a TERA skin. Like, I don't get it. Now, TERA does have cool characters for sure, right? They have cool races, cool characters, but I don't see what TERA brings to this that they couldn't have just done without the TERA license. Like, the TERA license, in my opinion, doesn't bring anything to this game. In fact, I would guess that people are going to try to look at this game, they're going to download it thinking that it's something similar to the PC experience of TERA, get really annoyed and leave a 1-star review. That's what I think is really going to happen when you put a name like TERA on a game like this. People are just going to be really disappointed. It's not going to bring anyone new like, oh wow, I love TERA and I'm going to love this. That's not how it's going to work. People that love TERA are going to look at this and be like, this is crap. What did they do to my favorite game? Well, I don't know how many people are going to say that, but you know what I'm talking about. But that is that. Should I keep, there's a boss right there at 1-4 or 1-5. Should I just go, maybe. I'm not sure how far I should really go in the combat. You've kind of seen it. You kind of understand what the gameplay flow is going to be here in Endless War. It's nothing different than any other Empire builder that we've seen time and time again throughout the last 5 or plus years, maybe longer, when it comes to mobile gaming. They haven't really tried to innovate anything. It's pretty much the same old song and dance Empire builder we've seen before. And it's not too surprising because this game is brought to you by Joy City. And Joy City has a pretty big catalog of these types of games. So it's not really surprising that they're just like, you know what? Just take our existing framework that we already have in like 5 other games, throw a TERA skin on it, see what happens. And that's pretty much what they did here. So nothing too special here in the world of TERA Endless War. But we have got to finish the video off as we always do with a nice little summon session, my friends. So let's beat this guy really quick. We'll summon first, and then we'll go back to stage 1-5 to see is the boss encounter anything like special. There we go. So far, no autoplay. And you know, I feel I would prefer to have autoplay because this isn't really that fun for me. But I know why the game probably doesn't have an autoplay, and I don't know that for sure. Maybe as you keep playing, autoplay will eventually unlock. but I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to just give you something to do while you wait for your buildings to tick down, right? So that's probably the reason why they don't have autoplay front and center. All right, so there's stage 1-5. We'll come back to that because it looks like it might be an interesting encounter. If we go over here to a pub, here is the summoning here, right? So let's go ahead and do a free quick summon. Here's the full animation here. We got a nice little lolly riding a Pegasus. If you guys ever played TERA, this should look very, very familiar as she kind of flies through. Ah, come on, no characters? You can actually get characters too. Let me go into the premium. Maybe I need to step it up a notch. I never need to see that lady's face ever again. She looks so creepy. Oh, wow, no characters at all. Let's keep going. So you can get resources. It's gonna be one of those gachas that has, look at that! Looking good, TERA. The best part of the game right here. Dude, I really love the high, they weren't called high elves, but they were like evil elves and they were like not so evil elves in TERA. I really did like these elves over here, for sure, for sure. That's one cool thing about TERA. All right, nothing there. Do some rapid fire summons. Nothing there as well. And nothing there. Just a bunch of resources. So let's go back over here to Dreamstorm. Let's go over here to stage 1-5. We're gonna use our new and improved roster here. Her name is Freya. She is a berserker. I think that's the name of the class. Dude, I haven't played TERA in forever. Don't come for me. But I think that's what, like, the axe user were called berserkers, maybe. But dude, she looks good. You'll love to see it. Very nice. All right, let's see what her ability is. Deals physical damage in a circular area, and she gives lifesteal to all allies. Well, that's not, I don't know. Would the game have been better if they would have just went like full RPG hero collector? Nah, I don't think so. Ion already tried that. It was not successful at all. Because once again, when it comes to IPs like this, it's not a slam dunk when you have an IP, right? When you have an IP like TERA that already has a game that's in PC, like an MMO that's in the PC world, what you attract people that played the PC version, did not need that nipple close-up. What you attract are people that played the PC version, which are instantly going to be disappointed because it's not going to play like the MMO that they loved, right? And then you're going to get another section of people that do not want to play the game because it has an IP attached. I know that sounds weird, but hear me out. They don't want to play the game because they're like, wait a minute, I don't know anything about TERA, so I don't know if I'm going to get anything out of this game. I'm going to pass. Happens all the time, especially in anime. Like you'll see a lot of people be like, you know what? I don't want to play this sword art game. I don't want to play this Seven Deadly Sins game because I don't watch the anime. Why should I play the game? So the same thing kind of applies when it comes to IPs for games like TERA and Ion, right? People don't want to play it because they didn't play the originals, and people that played the originals don't want to play it because it's not like the original. It's crazy. So that is gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. A nice little look at TERA Endless War. Not much to say about this game at all. You see what it is. It's not for me. I'm not gonna be back. But that's gonna do it for me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is FG3000. I thank you a ton for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one later.